In his book, the Zahir, Paulo Coelho mentions the favor bank as being a major social currency where one person deposits a favor, specifically in the form of contacts and deals where it would have been impossible for the other person to do so, and vice versa. An American writer, an unnamed one, I guess, called this to be the most powerful bank in the world, found in every sphere of life. And this is not a new concept. We all know this. You know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You follow me on social media, I follow you too. You give me all your money. Maybe there's not a second sentence to that. But it's obvious that we have to help others in their times of need, and we also have to allow others to help us. But the different personalities and characters that we all are, we certainly don't have the same understanding and same intentions when we are exchanging favors with others. Because for some of us, it's okay to do things for other people without expecting anything in return. For others, it's okay to, they don't mind a return in favor, as they understand this to be reciprocity, and that's normal. For the third group of people, the only reason why they will ever do anything for you, why they will ever consider doing some type of a favor for you, is so that later on they can come back to squeeze the life out of you by making you feel guilty and inundated with lots and lots of requests and demands that are definitely out of proportion with whatever it is they did for you 10 years ago. Looking back, you start to wonder whether it was even worth it to allow that favor that is now rebranded as an emotional deposit, where the dividends are never ending for the other party, but for you has now become this nightmare you cannot escape. And in this video, we're going to talk about why and how you should monitor this favor bank along with the stakeholders, so that you're not stuck in this never-ending debt-paying cycle to someone or some people whose demands has now gone overboard for an exchange that's obviously expired. But before we do that, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, here on this channel I talk about how you can find your passion and go after it at any age, how you can find balance even at the most difficult times in your life, and how you can be happy with the things and the people you already have surrounding you. So if you're interested, make sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Also, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up to spread the message. Before we jump to the video, the book that I have written to help you transform your life and achieve remarkable results in all areas of your life is now available on Amazon. If you have any complaints in life, whether it's your work, your finances, your health, your relationships, this book will direct you to a single solution so that you're not fragmented all over the place trying to solve all your millions of problems. I'll leave the link down below in the description box if you are interested. Now, let's get to today's topic. So the first thing you have to know is that this is a huge waste of your time, a huge waste of your precious time here on earth. Having to deal with all this guilt tripping, manipulation, gaslighting, all these tactics that these people are using to endlessly take and take from you just because at some point in your life they have done something for you is a huge waste of your time. You have to know that you don't have to play their game, that you don't have to keep playing their game, and that you can actually put an end to this. Put an end to this cycle of manipulation where you are forced or you are coerced to do more than you should, only because the other party is talented enough to get that out of you. They're talented enough to make you feel guilty where you shouldn't, where you have nothing to feel guilty about. And it's time for you to wake up and be smart enough and realize that on the other side, you're not getting any respect or value, or there is no reciprocity to this. You are endlessly being gaslighted, you're endlessly being manipulated into taking a single favor or a couple of favors and then multiplying it, for the sake of the other person or the other people. And in that very process, you realize that you're just being taken advantage of. You have been respectful enough and grateful enough to accommodate those people, but that's not what you're getting from the other side. So this is why you have to wake up and realize that the other person or people might not have the same intentions and might not even have the same understanding of how to deal with people and how to have this exchange properly. The other point is to realize that this is exacerbating your emotional and other types of dependencies on other people, on the outside world, by making you feel like you are utterly incapable of achieving anything on your own. You are at the mercy of these favors and shortcuts that other people are able to provide for you. But honestly, you have to grow up. You have to start being patient and allow your own growth to take place. Allow your own transformation and change to happen instead of rushing and being so, impatient and always looking for favors and shortcuts that later on will come back to haunt you. You have to allow this gestation period where your dreams and your goals are going to materialize sooner or later, and there is no need for you to spoil this process by allowing unwanted distractions, unwanted attention and unwanted involvement in your work, just because you're simply not patient. You simply can't see the journey for what it is, and this is going to create more problems than it's going to help you. And realizing this is going to show you that there are some things that you have to protect. There are some things that you need to execute on your own and not always look for answers and help out there. The other thing is you will become easy prey to all sorts of manipulation and gaslighting, as these favor planters will intentionally be nice to you at first and then strategically milk this till the end of the universe. And you have to protect yourself from this sort of manipulation, because you're not being nice or kind to these people by letting them use you this way, because you simply don't need that. There is no need in allowing people to take advantage of you. They're taking you for a fool, and they won't hesitate to keep doing this unless you put a stop to it. So you have to know that you have the right to demand respect. You have the right to demand that people don't use you this way, they don't manipulate you, and that you have to let them know, subtly let them know that you are onto them. Otherwise, like I said earlier, they're not going to end this on their own, because why would they? They're using you and they are getting something out of this. And you have to start looking out for yourself and looking out for your own needs, by which time the people will get the message, and that's the way you put an end to this. Because for some people, they don't care. They don't care if you're hurting, they don't care if you're losing everything, as long as they get what they want. And this is why it's important for you to start looking out for yourself. If you don't, this is just going to keep on being a win-lose for the other party, where you at first initially have this illusion that you're getting something out of this, but eventually you're not even part of the picture, as this will be all about them. And it's all about them demanding of you and requesting things that are impossible. And it's not that they don't realize that this is wrong or that they're going overboard. It's just that they don't care. Some people have no conscience, and it is up to you to protect your own interests. It's up to you to protect your own needs, because this is the world we live in and you're all you got. And the favor bank is especially problematic because there are no rules there. There are no signed agreements. So it's just going to be on your discretion what you understand this to be and what the other party understands this to be. And when this is not a match, when the other person does not really believe in reciprocity and does not really care about your welfare, then it's down to you to realize that there are no rules. And when there are no rules in place binding this behavior, people are just going to want to go overboard. They're just going to want to use this to the maximum, and they have their own rules. and it's time for you to make your own. You definitely don't have to disregard people or disrespect, be ungrateful for whatever it is that they did for you. But when you feel like, when you have this feeling, you have this gut feeling that you may be doing way too much or being taken advantage of, then it's time for you to move to action and put a stop to this. Again, be mindful of accepting too many favors. If you can do it on your own, then do it on your own. It's not necessary that you have to put together an army of people to help you out, most of which will demand retribution after the fact, sooner or later. It doesn't mean that you don't allow help in your life or that you don't have to deal with people at all. It just means that you don't have to put yourself in this precarious position where you have to pay huge for very little favor.